Back in Tigers franchise after our disappointing 7-6 walk-off loss to the Colorado Rockies. A game that we trailed 2-0. Came back, led I think 6-2. Colorado just kept chipping back, and then I made the same mistake that I made all the way back, I want to say, against Seattle. And it's something I've been known to do, and everybody does it from time to time. You get into the bottom of the 8th. Say, 1-run lead like we had. And you forget to warm up your closer, which meant we had to go back out for the 9th inning with Will Vest, which, in theory, shouldn't have been as bad as it wound up being. I thought Tyler Holton, our closer, was going to be a worse matchup. Wound up not being the case. Rockies teed off on Will Vest. We did warm up. Tyler Holton eventually brought him in, and he was the one that actually allowed the hit that really was the kill shot. But the loss does go to Will Vest. He allowed the base runner on. So I'm not really sure what that did to Tyler Holton's stats, but I suppose we shall see. We are sending, not Tarek Skubal. He starts the opener of a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers tomorrow at home. We are sending Keter Montero out to the mound against Ryan Feltner, who is not off to the greatest start this season, but neither are the Rockies. Actually, come to think of it, I didn't really realize just how bad the Rockies are IRL. They have 6 wins. They're better in franchise than they are IRL.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Detroit Tigers going up against the Colorado Rockies. Pitch coming your way next. So just about set now. Our starter in this one, Ryan Feltner. And Chris, he's a guy that gets better when things get tough.
Yeah, his batting average against is actually better when he's in a jam. So we'll see if he continues to dance his way out of danger.
Ryan Feltner is a pitcher that's better when things get tough. Those numbers would not suggest that, but here we are. Finale of a 3-game set between the Tigers and Rockies here today, trying to bounce back from an unfortunate walk-off loss. Andy Ibanez does what Andy Ibanez does. I do not understand the clip at which we are getting on base with Andy Ibanez against right-handed pitching. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Well, leadoff man on for Kerry Carpenter, looking for home run number 20, starting today.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Carpenter bats left.
35 RBIs, 19 home runs as we play in early May.
Hitting over 350 in his last
Makes no sense, but at the same time it does. I mean, we've done this now the last 2 years with Carpenter. I had the right pitch, but it never came back. It almost it just stayed up there.
First with nobody out.
Really thought that was going to leak back over the plate. Never did. Ooh. So a terrible slider and then a pretty damn good one at 91. 1-2 here on Carpenter.
And a 1-2.
2-2 the count.
Yeah. By the way, I'm silly for not mentioning it in the first place, but yes, rest in peace to Chet Lemon. Passed away at age 70. Oh! Nasty changeup from Feltner. First time you saw it. Certainly a Tiger legend.
That batter is kicking himself right now. Would like to get that pitch again.
One away for Green. Nearly got hit. Don't want to get hit with one of those either. Yeah, Chet Lemon is still one of those names, even though we're so far removed from the '84 Tigers, that still just people remember and you know, think very fondly of.
Green.
Obviously before my time, but being a Tigers fan for as long as I have been now, I mean, you read up on that '84 team and just what every single one of them did. What an impressive team it was.
2 straight.
1-2 on Riley. And 2-2.
And it's 2-2.
Well, we'll go full. Gleyber Torres in his new spot, at least temporarily, in the 4 hole here today. Battled. Did Riley on that. 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just
see where he wants to go. The 3 strikes, 3 pitches that are at least in the zone this AB, pretty quality strikes to Riley Green.
Strike 3.
Make that 4. Fouled one off.
Well, even though he strikes out, he saw a lot of pitches.
Every single strike we saw was on the edge. That's some good stuff from Feltner.
Not the result he wanted, but that's still a good at bat.
Gleyber Torres up to the plate.
Well, now Gleyber moved up just 1 spot. A swap with Torkelson.
And there's a foul ball.
That's a pitch I think we really should have had. Slightly out in front on it. He also did, I mean, it took a little bit off the fastball.
2 outs.
That one hit hard, left field. Gleyber Torres. That one's down. We will have to hold up at third base with Ibanez. Not the greatest base runner ever, but a 2-out double for Gleyber Torres. Turns an inning where it didn't look like we were going to do much into a chance for Torkelson.
And up next for Detroit, Spencer Torkelson. Hitless in the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, hitless in the series so far is Tork. Great time to break out of that.
And that one fouled off.
Couldn't pull the trigger. Quick enough, anyway. Feltner is a rare occurrence of these starters just firing their best fastballs at us almost right away.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without
Not a clue what that just was.
2 in scoring position here in the 3rd and final
0-2 on Tork.
Series.
And 1-2.
That's a really good job.
At the very least, we've turned it into a long inning here against Feltner.
Respect this hitter, even though he's behind in the count.
And 2-2.
Close with that one. The count now 2-2.
Fastball almost had some tail to it.
Good eye right there.
Really good take, especially with 2
Left-hander and McKinstry due up next.
Hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here.
Oh, that was a fastball. That's what I thought it was, and then I thought it might have been a sinker. Maybe it was going to go low. Not the case. Tigers get 2 hits against Feltner, but 3 Ks in the inning. Yeah, what the fuck is going on with Rafael Devers, huh?
And Chris, pitching on the road has not been.
I'm not moving away from third base for Alex Bregman. I'm not DHing. I play in the field. And then
it's just a matter of luck. It's not the difference between the bullpen mound.
Oh no, I'm good moving to DH. No, that's fine. And then it's these position changes, man. Oh, they're so tough. I am not saying that there aren't differences between playing first and playing third. There definitely are. But I really feel like they're not asking too much.
And that is out of play.
Rafael Devers is refusing to play the opposite corner that he's used to. But Javier Baez is in center field.
Here's the 0-2. That one missed.
1-2 to Brenton Doyle. Went off last night's game with an inside the park home run. Nasty slurve from Keter Montero.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is keeping ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a
I don't think anybody really knows
you recognize
what's going on in Devers' head.
And here is Owen Miller. That one finds the zone.
Like, you lose your starting first baseman for a year, for the entire season, and you're just like, what, his replacement, hey, sure as hell ain't gonna be me. Watch it wind up being Devers anyway. He'd be 0 for 2 so far on refusing to play positions. And not a great pitch, but this will be fielded on the backhand by Montero. Nice play.
And here this afternoon, quickly away.
That's some speed coming down the line there on Owen Miller. So for Montero to get over to that quickly, fire a good pitch or a good strike over, it's good stuff.
Get on base, that OPS has to be at a certain level. If you're going to produce runs, give your pitchers an opportunity as they're facing tough offenses as well.
Well, it'll be Ezekiel Tovar. 290 average on the year. Good first pitch strike from Keter.
What's good pitch there?
Now Keter not gonna go 6 or 7 today.
And that's one of those, if you swing at it, he had a broken bat.
He's about, I'd say probably a day short on rest. Probably about 4 days rest right now. Started his last start in AAA.
The 0-2.
Oh, that's a good slurve.
And stays alive.
That wasn't an easy
but hoping for maybe 5 innings.
Damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And the 0-2.
2 down, nobody on. Just misses. Now 1-2.
Keter not rewarded for that.
The shortstop takes the ball.
Now 2-2. We were making pretty good progress through this first inning. At least efficient progress. And a broken bat. Gleyber Torres to center. He will make the play.
And that will end the inning.
1-2-3 inning for Keter Montero. Tigers bats back up. 6, 7, and 8. Due up for Detroit here.
Back here at Coors Field.
Zach McKinstry.
Zach McKinstry.
2 home runs on the year. It's Ryan Feltner to start the second.
Right through there for
He's got that slider working too.
McKinstry
hitless in his career against Feltner.
Doesn't have a ton of swing and miss.
And I say he's got it working because he can throw it so many different ways. He's throwing it down below the zone where it just feels like it's maybe a changeup or maybe even a sinker down there. Doesn't even look like it's moving. He's throwing some really nasty ones away to the righties. And those that, even if you swing at it, you're probably just going to chop it in the dirt.
And the 0-1.
Back up the middle, but right to Feltner.
Tosses to first.
He threw it again. A little bit lower that time. Timed it about as well as we can, but it's Zach McKinstry at the end of the day. Well, welcome to the game. The first ever number 0 in Detroit Tigers history is Tomas Nido. First pitch pop-up. Chase the fastball just above the zone. And there's 2 gone.
2 away.
Well, we did so good against Feltner's pitch count in the first inning. Not so much now. Sweeney rocking a hit streak.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left.
Got an 8-gamer going right now.
Score here in the second.
Which is just crazy. I mean, we really didn't do much with Trey Sweeney most of the first month. I'm chasing that slider. It's just so quick.
Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock
0-2 on Sweeney. I don't even know. We're looking at 6 pitches so far this inning.
Gets a
Sweeney
piece.
will battle at least a little bit.
2 outs.
And that hit streak will extend. In an 0-2 count, Trey Sweeney goes the other way for a 2-out single. And I mean, he's not doing damage. He's not hitting for power or anything like that, but Trey is getting on base, man.
Pitch misses there, and that's
Speaking of getting on base, so is Javier Baez. Think about Javier Baez having an OPS over 800. Now, I don't really know where his is right now. It actually might be somewhat close to that, but, I mean, with these attributes, somehow.
Kicks and fires.
2-0.
2-0.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in
Baez
counts.
has hit
He's been
2
able to do
home
that
runs on the
consistently,
year.
And you see the results.
And now it's not going to be a home run, but into the right center field gap, Javier Baez has some extra bases, slowly into the glove of Brenton Doyle, and it's 1-0.
Back-to-back base hits, pretty much a model.
Not handled all that well out there in center.
I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you
Just a
want to
nice
follow.
gap
So many
double for
positives that led
Javier
to that.
Baez, and a bad, tricky little hop. I think he barehanded that out there in center.
Back to the top of the Detroit order.
And now it is Andy Ibanez.
He's 1 for 1, led off the game with a single.
Bounce
Foul
straight
ball
back.
there.
Slightly behind a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
That one
Whoa,
outside.
that pitch is out.
And now it's even
Inning
1-1.
that didn't really look like it was going much of anywhere. First 2 retired quickly. We're not out of it yet. And that's into center field. That one's going to drop. Baez rounds third. And Andy Ibanez with an RBI single. 2-0.
And they take a 2-run lead.
Picks himself up an
Just
RBI.
cannot
Spot
let
hard
the Tigers
inside, but that's a
keep
perfect
innings
example of
alive.
keeping your hands inside
Trey
the ball,
Sweeney
tight to the
in a
body.
2-strike
The
count.
ability to take that back up the middle shows
Extended
his
this
approach is
inning.
to use the entire field.
Then Baez, then Ibanez. All this to get Kerry Carpenter back to the plate.
Ball
1.
no strikes.
I mean, there was no guarantee that he was going to throw he was going to throw 30 pitches through 2 innings. Now he's pushing 40.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
Went after that changeup, and yet again, the changeup and the slider, when thrown down, I haven't really been on so far here today. Ground ball to first. It'll end the inning. Carpenter is 0 for 2. But Trey Sweeney, then Baez, and then Ibanez, just like that. 2 runs, 5 hits already.
We head to the bottom of the second. Here's Michael Tolia.
And meanwhile, 13-pitch inning for Montero in the
That
first.
one's in there, and that's strike 1.
The Rockies team that was certainly scrappy yesterday.
There's your strike, 95 of that one.
0-2.
And Drummond, our umpire behind the plate in this one.
Yeah, Boogie's a really fair
Drummond in
umpire, both
behind
the
home
pitchers
plate,
and the hitters.
and
So
here is the
standard
0-2.
strike zone he's consistent with.
Swing and a
The good
miss.
thing is you don't see players question the call
Man,
too
oh
much,
man,
so
Keiter's
that's
got
a
the
good thing in this
slurve
day and
working.
age. Pretty much textbook pitching for the 3-pitch K right there.
Those
Jumping
strikeouts have been on that
pitches
pitch.
You didn't want to go after at the plate. Then, knowing he's going to be a little more
And I mean,
aggressive,
one
trying to protect,
slurve he threw
expands
back in
just
the
out
first
of the
inning
zone.
was
Couldn't do anything
damn
with it.
near
Gets
good
the
enough
strikeout,
to
keeps
get the
pitches thrown
K.
to a minimum. Very nice.
There's Ryan
McMahon,
now.
don't make a mistake to
Foul
him.
ball.
Really been one of the only nuisances the Rockies have had all series.
That misses. And the count even 1-1.
Is nuisances a word?
With a
Probably
homer
not.
in his last game.
1-1.
And
Changeup
1-2.
drops in.
One
And I mean,
out,
it's not
bases
like we're
empty.
not making mistakes so far in this game, but They are not swinging at them. Fouled away. Try that same slurve again. Oh! A little bit low. We got the call on it, but that's strikeout number 3 for Montero.
Well, he's definitely minimizing contact. He can get the swing and miss when he needs it.
Now, a high strikeout total probably isn't going to let Keeter pitch a long time here today, but
3 for 8 in the series coming in.
Man, oh man.
And first offering is
Yanquiel
fouled
Fernandez fouls one away. Sinker out of the zone. Ill-advised. Change up. That was a good change up right at the knees.
2 out spaces.
Fuck it. Do it again. That wasn't it.
It stays 0-2.
Mercifully, though, just fouled away. Try backdoor slider.
2 down, nobody on. And that's outside.
Got the call on the last one. Didn't get that one.
If you swing at it, so that's a good take by him.
Got him looking. Fernandez just can't do it. Rockies feel lifeless at the plate through 2 innings. Peter Montero strikes out the side. 2-0 Detroit as we head to the 3rd.
Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening late. Really been
2 blemishes there in our last 10. The unfortunate loss to the Angels where, again, we left 10 runners on base, grounded into 3 double plays. And then last night, a walk-off win for Colorado. So it'll be 3-4-5 for Detroit here. Riley Green will lead off. 38 pitches through 2 for Ryan Feltner.
Back to work. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
And I mean, yes, the 2-out rally for Detroit, but other than that, Ryan Feltner has been quite good. Maybe not. I mean, that's hit hard. That's going to be playable out there in left field.
Makes the catch. 1 down.
Right as I say that, a fastball over the plate.
Here's Gleyber Torres. Doubled in his first debut.
Torres, 1 for 1.
Good take by Torres.
A lot of the pitches that Feltner has thrown here early on have been, I'd say, quality. On the edges or out of the zone.
Base is empty.
Tried it again, 2-0.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to
Might
make
try and throw that
mistake.
pitch away now. Or just fire in some heat. Safe to say I guessed wrong. 2-1 on Gleyber. And that's a rocket to center field. Gleyber Torres is 2 for 2.
Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason.
So far for
You're so
Torres,
more likely to get something you can handle.
4-hole or not,
Didn't get tied up
no drop off in how he's been swinging the bat lately. Torkelson 0 for 1.
The middle of the field for that knock.
Now a chance for Spencer Torkelson.
0-1's the count.
First pitch, fastball up and in.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Quickly in an 0-2 count.
Oi! Torques now tied for 2nd in the American League in walks.
Then you got a chance.
But first in strikeouts.
Outside.
off the plate.
And it's 1-2.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire, and out there on the mound.
I mean, these are some tough pitches so far from Feltner.
Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
High in the air to center.
Doyle under it.
Underneath it is Brenton Doyle for out number 2. And Torque is 0 for 2, still hitless in this 3-game series.
And next up for the Tigers, Zach McKinstry. 0 for 1. He grounded.
And I mean, it's not like this team hasn't been scoring runs this series either, so it really just amplifies the Torque struggles.
And a strike in there.
pitch. Number 50 now for Feltner. I think the Rockies might have some bullpen action up in the 4th.
And that's outside. 1-1.
No, he's really working him away.
McKinstry can extend this inning for Tomas Nido.
Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
Laying on a sinker.
Foul ball makes it 1-2.
He really hasn't thrown that sinker too much. Sitting there looking at it thinking it's a changeup. Not the case. Oh, there's the changeup. And yet again, he's throwing it just below the zone. I don't even see the break on it. Kind of feel for Feltner. Like, he's allowed some hits, but
back here at the ballpark,
I don't know.
Latest news from around the league.
Almost feels hopeless for him. I mean, this Rockies offense is lifeless against Keter Montero. .789 for Colorado, Tyro Estrada leading things off, and he pops the first pitch up in foul territory for Baez.
And there's one down.
Oh my!
Pitch that he wanted just a little bit.
You want to see something real indicative of how this series has gone, primarily for the Rockies? That's a mistake slider up in the zone, popped up in foul territory. Sam Hilliard is hitless in this series as well.
Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Change it. Wow.
That's strike 2.
Well, this can be kind of
wow.
Coach. Right now, this lineup seems to be swinging at everything.
Good slider. Chop to Torkelson. Race to the bag. Won by Tork.
Steps on first, and it's out number 2.
2 away.
The catcher,
And here's the catcher, Jacob
Schultz there for the second out of the 3rd on Montero's 30th pitch of the game.
First pitch doesn't
Jacob Stallings might just have some plate discipline, though. Good take. Back up the middle. There it is. I was really starting to think that we were going to have a no-hitter perfect game into the 4th, 5th, whatever with Keter Montero. I was going to have some tough decisions to make, so honestly, probably a good thing that I don't. So top of the order here, Brenton Doyle. Slider in, a slider that didn't do a whole ton. Ground ball, Sweeney. On to second, won the inning.
And that'll do it.
Well, the number 9 hitter, Jacob Stallings, gets the first Colorado hit of the day. They still trail 2-0 as we head to the 4th. 7-8-9, Nido, Sweeney, and Baez due up.
Welcome back, and take a look at some hot hitting in this series as we check out the numbers.
That's how it's gone. I mean, runs per game, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right at all. What did we score in the first game of this series? I thought we scored more. I thought we teed off on Colorado.
First pitch misses.
Because we scored 6 last night. I thought we scored like 9 runs in game 1.
What a run over the last 10 as he's hitting over 400 during that
Chopper
span.
foul from Nido. 1-1. Ground ball to 3rd. Hit hard, though. Some good contact, but for the most part, a good pitch for Feltner. Tomas Nido, wearing number 0, so far is 0 for 2.
Now at the plate, Trey Sweeney.
So here's Sweeney. Started the rally in the 2nd inning.
There's a
good first pitch. And also for Trey Sweeney, yes, indeed, that is still correct. His 1 steal is tied for 1st on this team. Sweeney, that one probably gonna. No! It doesn't get caught over the head of whoever the fuck they have out there in left field. Oh my goodness. Double for Sweeney. That looked like it should have been caught the whole way. Bad reaction there and just a bad angle to the ball.
One out, runner at second.
Wow.
And next to hit for Detroit, Javier Baez.
Well, here's Javier Baez. Colorado bullpen double barrel action.
Swings through that one. 0-1.
Right over the top of that slider.
The runner at second was
That at
on
least
the way.
slid for once. We'll give it that credit.
And it's
1-1.
1-1. Action in the pen down there.
Jimmy Herget and
getting
Jake
ready to come
Bird.
on for Bud Black. Bird getting loose as well.
Jake Bird? I think it's Jake Bird. Regardless, we've seen both in this series.
That one misses.
Close one.
And a count 2-1.
Good take there from Baez to get to the 2-1 count. That one hit hard. It is gonna drop.
Off his glove.
Advancing to third will be Sweeney.
So runners at the corners and one out.
Both Sweeney and Baez are 2 for 2.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout.
Bud Black is going to make a move.
Ryan Feltner is done, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible.
To be honest, I mean, we
we
just did damage to the pitch count. Otherwise, I still think he's in this. Being down 2-0 is certainly not bad, and I mean, we're getting hits, but not that many. As here's Antonio Senzatella, who we did see in Game 1. Was not all that impressive. So it is another right-hander, so no lineup change is needed.
And
Ball 1.
And it's 1-0.
Sweeney 2 for 2. Baez. Also, Andy Ibanez. Into right field. I think that's going to drop. Oh, it did! It did! And we're going to be out. Well, we should have been out at second base. We're going to be out at first base. Ibanez went to second. Just confusion on the base pass. I thought it was going to drop off the bat. And then when I saw it out there, I thought it was going to get caught. And to be honest, it should have been. We run ourselves into an out.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Carpenter 0 for 2. Fly out and a strikeout. Rocket. That one's hit hard and a bad reaction.
That's down.
1 run will score. Carpenter on to second base. It is 4-0.
Comes through with the RBI. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything.
That's a bullet
really
from
good
Carey.
balance, nice extension. And he met it out front for the line drive.
That's why these teams that, you know, we get to their starters, we run their pitch count up. I feel like they'd almost be better off leaving the starters in than some of these long relievers that they bring in after the fact. Bullet down the line, caught at first, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers add on 2 more, 4 runs on 10 hits.
Tigers 4 and the Rockies nothing.
Teeing off on Colorado pitching.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning.
Well, Owen Miller. One of the only Rockies in the first game of this series to do anything at the plate. He had 2 doubles. Since then, nada. Have to do a status check on Montero here soon. That one hit hard. Sweeney didn't have a chance.
And the leadoff man aboard.
Leadoff single for the 2-hole hitter Miller.
Ezekiel Tovar.
Let's take a look at this. How do you even check pitcher stamina anymore? At the moment, we're fine on that front. Oh, sinker from Peter.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this
will
up.
be fouled away.
Left side and foul ball. Runner at first with no outs here.
Ground ball, Torkelson on to Sweeney. Back to first, a double play.
It's a double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn.
Would have been better off striking out on this pitch. Slurve, real late swing. And he shot it right to Torkelson.
Good job all the way around.
2 outs, base is empty. And
My, oh my.
Baseman, Michael Tolia.
Well, here's Tolia.
That one finds the zone. That's strike 1.
I mean, it's still certainly looking likely. We could get 5 here today out of Keeter. Hard hit right to Baez. Ends the inning.
Nothing doing for the Rockies.
Some good aim for the Rockies there. We'll head to the 5th. 4, 5, and 6 due up.
Back here in Denver, here's Gleyber Torres.
The second baseman, Gleyber.
Gleyber having a 6 for 11 series, including 3 doubles. Facing off against Senzatella here to start the 5th.
First pitch, and it just misses.
Well, these Tigers putting together some really good at-bats.
I didn't really think I realized that with Gleyber hitting 3 home runs over the last 9 games.
Like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
I knew his power had increased. Really struggled to hit home runs in the early goings of the season with Gleyber, even though he did hit our first home run as a team all the way back on opening day. But then he got hurt. Took a brief second for him to get back in the swing of things. Rocket. That one is going to get caught on the backhand out there in left field. But another hard-hit ball from Gleyber Torres.
Now, Spencer Torkelson.
0 for 10. In 2.5 games in this series is Torque.
Just
missed. He has got on base. I believe he walked twice in yesterday's ball game.
Next offering is fouled back.
And that's a pitch right there. Even though it's slightly below the zone, that before with Torque, when he was hot, we were still doing damage on that. I don't understand how I didn't hit that. It doesn't get much better.
1 down, base is empty. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout.
It's really unfortunate.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed.
It's like I'm taking some of these Torque struggles
try to check the swing
and almost amplifying them myself, which is very, very strange. Kinstry with a foul ball. Already chased the Rockies starter, Ryan Feltner.
Fouled off left side.
Chased another one.
2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th.
And Senzatella is not going to be able to go long unless he's just one of those sacrificial lamb type pitchers.
That missed
in the dirt, 1 and 2.
It's a ball and 2 strikes. And
Check swing, 2-2. Kinstry, another Tiger. He's trying to keep that average north of 200. That's a rocket from McKinstry into the right center field gap all the way to the wall. Could maybe be 3. No, took a good kick off the wall. So McKinstry will settle with a 2-out double. And now Tomas Nido is up.
You know you put a great swing on the baseball.
Bluebirds raining down in Colorado. Certainly not the season they would have liked to have.
Here's the catcher, Tomas Nido.
Ball 1 to Nido.
Off the outside edge. 1-0.
Tomas 0 for 2.
Breaking ball misses down and away. McKinstry,
300 average with runners in scoring position since his call-up, which is, I would have thought, impossible. When Jake Rogers went down, we were struggling with Jake Rogers. But Nito, I just didn't expect what we've done with him. That one hit hard, right center field. That one is also going to get down. And even with Tomas Nito's slow ass, we're in with an RBI double, and it's 5-0.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite
couple of rough
way.
ABs, the first two, at least rough results.
Let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
And that one was a little bit more tricky to field off the wall. Kind of hit one of those pylons holding the fence together out there.
And first offering is
felt like another pitch we could shoot the other way with Trey Sweeney.
And one in scoring position.
2 for 2 here today. Both hits to left field. That curve. That curve went way farther down than I would have thought. Nice pitch from Sensatella, and it's 0-2.
The shortstop takes the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Ooh. You know, you can tell that Trey Sweeney's swinging a good bat right now, because I have no idea how I made contact on that. 1-2 again.
Another 1-2.
2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Runner at second, 2 down.
I think we'll get a good idea as to what the Rockies' hopes for this game are if we see Sensatella back out for the 6th.
Just off the inside corner.
Real tough take.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball
3-2.
out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
So
and
now 2 on and 2 outs.
Trey Sweeney's on base for the 3rd time. 13 balls, 14 strikes, and a 27-pitch inning that is not yet over
First and second, 2
for
outs.
Sensatella. And now he faces Baez, another guy who has had a great series. That one hit hard, right field. It's going to get down. And it's all the way by! Oh my goodness, I knew this Rockies outfield was bad. What in the hell was that? 2-run score on the play, and Javier Baez has a 2-run triple.
Absolutely smoked that ball.
Just a miserable reaction, and then tried to backhand this. Oh my goodness.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to
That's shit. That ain't even Sensatella's fault. Like, yeah, you allow the hit, but if that doesn't go to the wall, I'm not sending Nito. Like, this is still 5-0.
Now pitching for
So the Rockies turn the ball over to a new arm, Jimmy Hergen.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen.
Man, oh man.
Guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard.
Game number 20 on the year for Jimmy Hergen.
He's got to find a way because
this is a rare Rockies bullpen arm that does have good numbers. Probably because he leads with that slurve.
And now, Andy Ibanez in for a strike.
So much for the slurve. First pitch fastball to Ibanez. 3 for 3 for Andy here today. Put him in the leadoff spot in favor of Justin Henry Malloy, and it has worked to perfection so far. Bullet, left field, 8-0. Slurve, and Andy kind of got on top of that pitch. Saw that spin just spike it into the dirt there.
And next up for the Tigers, Kerry Carpenter.
That run credited to Sensatella, and now Carpenter.
And that one
fastball on the outer edge.
Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of
Tigers 8 runs on 14
this was
hits.
A game looking at the pitching matchup where
and Carpenter will pop it up.
Offense to score, and not as lopsided as this.
8 runs have come home for Detroit, and Kerry Carpenter is over.
4 runs on 4 hits, no errors.
That's unusual.
Home half of the 5th.
8-0 Detroit. Rockies still staring at 2 hits as well. We don't have to go to Keter Montero, but in the interest of our bullpen, I think we should.
Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far.
Ryan McMahon.
I mean, none of the Rockies starters have gone deep into games. And, you know, I think we've done a pretty good job of making sure that doesn't happen. We run up pitch counts. 41 pitches in for Montero. And a leadoff, well, more than a single. All the way to the wall, not the greatest route to the ball. A double for Ryan McMahon.
Waste no time there. That was a thing of beauty.
So something to think about when it does come to Keter. I believe that he is just up because the Tigers IRL played a doubleheader. This is where Tigers franchise strategy gets really tough. I think we're probably going to send him back down so we don't really have to worry about his stamina too much.
And that's outside.
But obviously, if the Rockies start killing us, we're going to have to make a move.
They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's
chop
led to
foul
some
by
frustrating
Fernandez.
moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Last half of inning number 5.
Foul
And
again.
it's a ground ball right side, and it goes just foul. Next offering is down low.
He missed his
Man,
zone.
I wanted
don't
that.
think he missed his spot. That was a good pitch with 2 strikes.
Leaked over the plate a little bit. Fouled away again.
No outs. Runner on second.
Good pitch, but it's shot the other way. Carpenter's throw up the line. It is 8-1. First due reach here in the bottom of the 5th inning against Keter Montero. Backdoor slider, and Fernandez just saw it the whole way.
He was trying to hit that hole, I believe. Very good at
What a
with 2
pitch.
strikes.
Right on the edge. But what a swing.
And a foul ball.
Should probably get some help up. Montero's energy into the yellow there for us. Give me Breesky, give me Herter. I want to put Brant Herter in this game, but I want to put him in the right spot.
Yeah, the pitch is
Slider in for strike 2, even though not a great pitch. Slurve, chopper to Torkelson. Could be 2, and it is.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays.
That is our second 3-6-3 double play of this game.
To hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it.
And now Sam Hilliard.
Really good job all the way around.
Hilliard batting for the
Because, I mean,
and that's strike 1.
if the damage is just 1 run, and Montero has anything left to give, that one's a bullet. Carpenter is not there. That looks similar to what happened a little bit earlier. Hilliard's first hit of the series. Rocket of a double. I don't even know that Sam Hilliard had speed too, because he hadn't been on base. No, but very similar to a hit of our own.
Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
Just kind of a bad route to the ball. Carpenter's reaction wasn't all that bad, but I think this is probably it for Montero.
And that misses off the outside edge.
Especially with the top of the order lurking.
Fought off foul.
Torkelson will not get there into the netting anyway. Up the middle. Well, no chance at getting that runner at home. Jacob Stallings' second hit will make it 8-2.
Brenton Doyle digging in for the Rockies. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively.
I think Brenton Doyle's going to be the last chance.
It is beautiful. Right through there for a strike.
Last chance for Montero to go through 5.
Into his ability to go get it.
It's heartbreaking for the hitter because off the bat, he thinks this ball's going to get down. Because of that speed and the ability to make up so much ground,
that one's also going to get down.
Breaks a guy's heart. And it stays
Carpenter is there, cuts it off. Long single for Doyle. But Keter Montero has hit a wall. Safe to say. It's kind of how it happens. And the good news is that we had a pretty sizable lead to kind of play around with it a little bit. We'll bring in Bo Brieske for the moment.
Manager to the mound. Pitching change coming.
To at least get the final out here of inning number 5.
New pitcher for the Tigers.
So Bo will come on, and I gotta say, I've been quite impressed with what we've done with Bo since his return from the IL. I mean, compared to what we were doing at the start of the season, night and day.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
We couldn't bring Bo into games. That one's down the line, and, well, that's also trouble. It's stopped up against the wall.
Here comes another. Now 2
Owen Miller makes this an 8-4 game. 4 straight 2-out hits for Colorado.
Just barely stayed fair, so that was a good call by the umpire. He was all over it.
Man at second here with 2 away. Ezekiel Tovar.
Well, Tovar
in for the Rockies. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
No move to be made. Slider on the ground to Baez. And end the inning.
That'll end the inning after a lot of
well,
so it's a 4-run inning on
4 runs for the Rockies in the 5th inning.
It's the Tigers 8 and the Rockies
Colorado,
4.
I'd say, right back in this game. An offense that's been dormant. Woke right the fuck up.
New inning getting started, and now the center
Good news
fielder,
for the Tigers is still a long way to go for our bats, too.
Herget back to work.
Riley Green foul.
This is a very important inning here.
3, 4, 5 for Detroit. So Green, Torres, and Torp.
The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
He slowed the slurve down even more. We got an 80-mile-an-hour slurve on the first pitch, 77 on the last one.
0-2 now.
Tried to backdoor us.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen.
Didn't work. Colorado with the bullpen active.
Ground ball up the middle.
Sinker.
Tovar.
Ezekiel Tovar's throw in time.
And that's 1 out as they get the leadoff hitter in the
Victor
6th.
Vodnik is also warming up for the Rockies again.
Gleyber Torres.
Somebody we saw, I think, yesterday. Here's Gleyber. Bullet. Caught.
Well, baseball can be cool.
And some good aim plays. Some good aim hits for both teams today. That's back-to-back, really, for Gleyber. 2 bullets off the bat of Torres. His last 2 ABs, and he's been out on both of them.
That one fouled off.
Way out in front. Knew it as soon as I started. It's so unfortunate.
Next one misses. And 1-1.
Mark Savage has fallen to 206.
And that's outside.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back.
Right back up the middle, and there it mercifully is. First hit of the series for Spencer Torkelson. A 2-out single here.
So digging in, Zach McKinstry.
Now, maybe the homestand is exactly what Torque needs. Slurve came a little bit too far inside there on McKinstry. The 0-1.
That one way outside, and that's ball 1. Torkelson off
Look
of
at the
first.
splits on Herget. Left-handers batting nearly 400. Not this time. Center field for Doyle. It'll end the inning.
So one hit is all they get.
Not exactly the response at the plate that we would have liked.
It's the Tigers.
Tolia, McMahon, Fernandez. Due up for Colorado.
And we're back. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton in the booth. And leading off the bottom of the sixth, Michael Tolia. And that's through there for a strike.
Tolia not been a huge factor in the series, the former first-round pick.
And timing. Some good hitters will do that.
0 for 2 here today.
And that drops in for a strike.
Probably going to be in our best interest to get another right-hander up, perhaps a Brennan Hanafy.
0-2 now.
Woo.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
Well, I don't really know what Tolia was looking at, but way out in front of a sinker. 92 on the sinker. Bo's fastball only goes up to 96, so no idea.
McMahon in the box with
Changeable miss to Ryan McMahon. 6 home runs on the season, 2 of them in this series.
That's a little bit low.
I think he homered in game 1. I don't have a stat guy.
Swing and a pop-up, foul at a playoff.
Swing and a pop-up. Yeah, that's what that was.
The Tigers leading by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Change up and strike 2. Woo! Got him on the check swing. Sinker in the zone, and McMahon. I'm not really sure what he was checking for. Good pitch, but damn.
Swings through
But the base is clear so far here in the 6th. Briski's doing the job. And, you know, it is worth mentioning that was, I think, a big reason why Bo struggled before he got hurt, is that a lot of the times he got brought in situations just like last inning. Back up the middle, a dive from Sweeney. It's off his glove, and the inning extends. It's a very bizarre bounce.
Tyro Estrada digging in for the Rockies.
Well, all right then.
Yeah,
Swing and a miss from Estrada.
0-1.
Bullet right to Glaber. Rockies have ended a couple innings like that here today. Good aims. We head to the 7th. 7-8-9 due up for Detroit. Tomas Nido leads off.
Now pitching for the
Welcome
Rockies.
back. We're in the 7th.
It was Jake Bird.
Jake Bird.
I was kind of hoping for Vodnik, but oh well. Another high ERA pitcher.
Very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Sinker, slider, swerve, and cutter for Jake Bird. Bullet by Nido. More good aim. Both teams can't get out of the habit right now.
You want to be aggressive early in the at-bat. He was right there. Hard line out. First pitch to the inning.
Goodness.
No reward, but hey, you got to keep swinging.
Well, Trace Sweeney, 2 for 2 with a walk.
Sweeney. Yeah, that's fouled off.
Apparently Jake Bird's plan is just fire real hittable sinkers here in the 7th inning.
Just missed.
That's the ball.
Sweeney, the rally starter, back in the 2nd that got us on the board.
That's
2-1.
2.
If you would have told me a month ago, hell, even like 2 weeks ago, that Trace Sweeney would be batting .309, I wouldn't have believed you. Slurve came in on us there. Thought we had a little bit more time to get to it, but he didn't have a straight curve, so me being dumb. 2-2. Make it full. With Baez due up next. That's a disgusting cutter.
That's just a nasty pitch right there, and I'm not surprised at all that he had to strike out.
It didn't move a ton,
Looks like it's a
but it
fastball
looked
off the
just
corner,
outside
the entire
enough
way
to the
until
point
just
that I had
very
taken
last
it.
second, when that cutting action takes over,
Well, here's
brings
Baez.
it back to clip the outside corner. You just got to tip your cap sometimes, but overall, that's just a nasty pitch.
Oh, home run shy of a cycle. It's not likely, but you never know.
And that is out of play.
Waited way too long on the slider there, 1-1. All sliders to start the AB.
Gets the slider in there for a strike.
All sliders. No idea where he's going to go. That one is hit well. Right center field. It's hit pretty damn good. It is not going to clear the wall. But that's a 4-for-4 start for Javier Baez.
Very well in this one. I love the approach he had right there.
Double number 9. Oh my goodness. I couldn't tell you. Every time we get in this situation, I do say this, but I couldn't tell you the last time we hit for the cycle on stream. At least not with the Tigers. Well, here's Andy.
Not even close there. And that is ball 1.
Andy Ibanez already 4-for-4.
That clips the corner.
Been that kind of game, that kind of series for Detroit. Oh my goodness. Andy Ibanez left center field. That could be out of here, and it is. Oh, Andy.
Circles the bases. And they throw a pair on the board. It's 10-4.
That has got to be one of the most impressive home runs on the year for Andy Ibanez. Center field, and just almost like a low line drive bullet. For a guy with 40 contact and 40 power against right-handed pitching. Let's go, Andy. Come on.
A hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake.
However,
and right there,
when that pitch is that bad, that'll help out.
Base is empty with 2 away.
Really bad slurve, I believe. Yep.
Tigers.
Here's Carp.
Ball
1. 6-run lead for Detroit here. 10 runs on 17 hits.
And another ball.
When the skipper calls down to the bullpen,
I mean,
he's expecting the guy to come in.
I guess is there really a reason to pitch to Carpenter?
What he was hoping for.
Apparently not.
And that's ball 3.
Even though you do have the increasingly dangerous Riley Green due up next.
On the ground to the
Dude,
right
Carpenter can't catch a break. He's about the only bat in this lineup that I'm comfortable swinging 3-0 with. Chop to sinker. Andy Ibanez goes deep. 17 Tigers hits. A day after we had 16 in a whole game.
Welcome back. Taking a look at our game zone.
The left fielder,
Peter Montero in line for a win here today. Ryan Feltner pitched into the 4th. Really felt like the moment they took him out is when the Rockies just lost cabin pressure. Sam Hilliard, first hit of the series. His last time on.
Pumps in a strike to the left-hand
We're going to start the inning with Breesky.
4th year. He features a 4-seam fastball.
Got Herder and Hannafy due up here.
And he works in a sinker.
In the bullpen.
Breesky ready to fire now.
Back up the middle.
That's a base hit.
Don't let Sam Hilliard get hot.
Runner aboard to start the inning.
Multi-hit game for him now, and with the lack of results he's been having lately, I'm sure
would not be too surprised to see a runner in motion here.
Skipper out of the dugout.
Which means Brendan Hanafy is probably not a great choice. Actually, Brendan Hanafy's got a good fastball. So
this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him.
First appearance since his first earned runs allowed on the season. Game number 10, but we have been oddly quite good with Hanafy.
And the batter now, Jacob Stallings. And first offering is fouled off.
That was bizarre. Late on the sinker. Right at Glaber.
Makes the
One
one away.
Glaber actually charged that one.
Pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit.
Well, getting Stallings out is key because he put two really good swings out there just now.
Doyle stands in now and watches strike one.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone.
I think reality's setting in.
And they slice into the lead.
It took over a month. It took 8 appearances of inexplicably really good pitching from Brendan Hanafy for it to fall apart. Brenton Doyle's 7th of the season makes this a 4-run game again.
Percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
One down. Here's Colorado's DH.
My, oh my.
Miller. Just missed.
Ball 1 to Owen Miller. Already, I think. I mean, we're really kind of running out of options. Herder's been warming up forever. We're going to sit him down. I really would like to stay away from Tommy Kahnle here today. Really, that whole back end. Kahnle, Vest, Holton. Like to get an inning here out of Hanafy. Probably going to have to turn it over to Sean Gunther at some point, so I guess we're going to warm him up.
One down, base is empty. This is off the inside, and it's 2-1.
Couple of really nice takes from Miller.
Swing.
Gonna be a tough play for McKinstry down the right field line. Cannot make it.
And he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball.
In the dirt.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with
full count now.
Coming up if he's walked.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
3 of the 4 pitches there. Really, you could say all of them just missed the zone. But to be honest, the way Owen Miller has just kind of owned us this series, probably not the worst thing to just walk him.
In there at the knees.
Face Tovar instead.
Right, even though it's a strike,
Tyler the Grave,
with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
And you swing at that pitch, most
long run for McKinstry in right field, out number 2.
McKinstry brings it in, and there's 2 down.
Now batting.
So here's the cleanup hitter.
Something I didn't think that I would say in this series. The Rockies won't go away.
But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Sinker catches the zone.
Sinker in from Hanafy. Tolia, we named our fish after you. Is there a person? I need to know if there's a person on this planet that named their fish after Michael Tolia.
The 0-1.
What a bizarre player to have that sign for. Yes, you have something to say? Yes. Change up is fouled away. We do have an Aiden Hutchinson fish, but Aiden Hutchinson Michael Tolia. That too. We did have a Blake Corum fish, but it was not let's just say not the smartest fish. Well, fish talk aside, Michael Tolia won't go away.
Cuts and misses. It's a strike.
Nasty fastball from Brennan Hanafy. Mid-laugh as apparently we're naming our snail after Michael Tolia. Maybe that strikeout is what's going to sway my decision there on that. Brenton Doyle takes Brennan Hanafy deep. It's a 4-run game again.
Back and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Victor Vodnik. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again.
Victor Vodnik, commentary said we did indeed see him yesterday.
Riley Green up now for the Tigers.
And we were all over him. 3-pitch reliever. How about a rare 0 for 4? A very quiet, if you will, 0 for 4 for Riley Green.
Called strike right there.
We were all over Vodnik yesterday after we kind of watched him just a little bit. He's got a very odd delivery.
0-1.
Hard hit, but foul. Home run distance there.
Right there and was able to get through that fastball.
Well, 0-2 on Green, 2 fastballs away. The dart a slider inside here.
Stronger, same swing produces
change up low, right in line with those fastballs. Rockies' attendance is still befuddling.
Swing and a miss, took him out.
Riley Green's gonna go 0 for 5.
Gleyber Torres up.
Really tough at bat there though, from Victor Vodnik. 3 fastballs on the outer edge, changeup that went low. Gleyber
first
foul.
offering is fouled off.
Rough luck for Gleyber his last 2 times up. He's hit absolute bullets, but both for outs.
Pop foul out of play off to the right.
Like a totally different Victor Vodnik than what we faced yesterday. Just cookies is what we saw in last night's ball game.
And that one moves his feet.
Vodnik, in fact, was in line. Well, he might have not been in line for the loss. I think whoever the hell the Rockies started yesterday was, but he certainly didn't make matters any better in our 5-run 4th.
2-2 the count.
2-2 on Gleyber. I'll make it full. Hey, that single from Torque raised his average 5 points. Right when Torque needed it the most.
One down, base is empty.
Ground ball to third. First real convincing time that the Rockies have gotten Gleyber here today.
Now here is Spencer Torkelson.
So Torkelson, 1 for 4. Single back up the middle. Chopper his last time. In the air to center. He's hit it well, but right at Brenton Doyle.
Tigers fail to make
good to hit a ball hard with Torque again.
At 10-6.
Well, we had 31 combined hits in yesterday's game. We're sitting at 28 right now. Coors Field at work.
Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now the third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
Oh, man. Well, 2 lefties due up in the inning. We do not actually have Brant Herter up. Why am I stupid? Give me Sean Gunther, I guess.
Tigers get a new arm from the pen, Sean Gunther.
Only 3 relief appearances this year. ERA pushing 8, and he really hasn't reliably gotten anybody out.
Just missed.
Sinker will just miss away. Brant Herter is warming up. And then, ideally, again, we stay away from Canely, Vest, and Holton, and Brant Herter is going to be able to bring this home, but oh, who the hell knows? This team will not stop. Ryan McMahon with a leadoff double.
Having a really nice game here.
Now, to be honest, that's really a dumb decision there to throw a fastball. Made a mistake with it as well. Ryan McMahon, that's just killed us this series.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. And now the right fielder.
Yanquiel Fernandez has actually had a good series. That's a liner right to Riley Green. For a moment, it was scaring me there. It wasn't moving.
Now batting.
Line drive to center. Yet another good aim in this game. That one is also going to go right to Carpenter.
Now batting.
Rockies have just 4 outs to get, or 4 outs remaining to get at least 4 runs.
Right through there for a strike.
Sam Hilliard was 0 for 10 to start this series. Hits in back-to-back ABs, but not here. Torres will fire on to first, and we will head to the 9th. Tigers' last chance to tack on any more, as we are now at 29 combined hits. Naturally.
Now pitching for the
We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Tyler Kinley.
Tyler Kinley.
So Tyler Kinley to handle the 9th, not a good ERA.
1 for 4 with a double.
McKinstry is 1 for 4.
Line
Line drive to short.
It's caught for the out.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove.
Schedule Herter now.
You know, when you make great contact, you feel
Tomas
like
Nido up now.
But in this game of baseball, not
1
everything
for
is
4
in
as
your
well. RBI double earlier.
Nido
Ball
in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. And strike 1 to the catcher.
So hard to
Tyler
touch.
Kinley's got some juice on that fastball, though.
99, 98, even 97. As pitchers do such a good job of teasing that part of the zone,
again.
just elevating a little bit. It looks good because you see it for a good while as a hitter.
Couple of fastballs. Nino can't catch up. 1 and 2.
Almost in the catcher's mitt.
Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Struck him out of the slider, and there's 2 gone.
You know, Boog, you often think of sliders
Good luck.
more for that horizontal movement.
Is this the guy we were facing yesterday, where we said his slider don't slide? Because that didn't move.
Good drop on the break and got him to swing over the top.
Here's Sweeney. Let's get us to the bottom of that, to be honest.
Makes the play, and it's
Unfortunately,
out
that
number 3.
will mean no
Nothing doing for the
cycle
offense that time.
opportunity for Javier
9-1-2
Baez.
scheduled to lead off the bottom of the
9-1-2
ninth.
for the Rockies,
Tigers
trailing
10,
by
and the
4.
Rockies 6.
Can they do it to us again? Be against Brant
Now
Herter.
as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the 9th, Brant Herter.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
I am going to be absolutely terrified, by the way, if we have to even think about bringing in or even warming up Canely, Vest, or Holton. Sinker in from Brant. Jacob Stallings 2 for 3 today.
Next one is off the plate. Ball 1. That's down and in.
Gotta love that Herter just misses the strike zone once. And he's just like, not so sure about this. Fouled away. 2-2. Grounder
right
foul.
Side, and that's just foul.
Do that again.
And it's fouled off. They'll
Chopper
do
foul
it again.
Now, in a perfect world, Herder doesn't take a long time to get through this ninth. Chopper to Baez. Big first out.
And they get the leadoff man in the ninth.
The center fielder, number 9.
I would say rather concerning for our bullpen, but we do have to realize just who we threw in the game in the early going.
Here in this one. That misses
Ball 1 to
the zone.
Doyle.
Ball 1.
2 for 4, including his first home run of the series that actually left the ballpark. Chase the changeup. 1-1. Good sweeper from Herder.
No need to offer at that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down in the way pitch.
That's a bullet at Carpenter. It's over his head. Brenton Doyle again.
Pulls in with a double, 3rd hit for him today.
Jeez. What a leadoff hitter.
He didn't give in. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had.
If I'm still doing rebuilds in the show, I feel like Brenton Doyle might be a guy I would go after. I've done a rebuild since, actually, we did the Rockies.
First pitch just misses.
The ball low to Owen Miller, another guy that's just been all over us. Way out in front of an elevated changeup that was not supposed to be elevated.
Here, 1 gone.
2-1.
Right through there for a strike.
Out number 2 is going to feel real good if we're able to get it here. Oh, that's going to drop fair. Up against the wall, fielded by McKinstry. Dude, what it must be like to play with the Colorado Rockies or any team with a single player above 72 speed. I feel like half of this lineup has speed.
Now a huge at bat in this game coming up.
It's a 3-run game.
So next, Ezekiel Tovar.
I'm going to be a little bit proactive and get Best and Holton up. Oh, I'm still here.
There's a swing and a drive.
Guys, it might be happening for the 2nd straight day in even more emphatic fashion.
It's now a 2-run game.
The tying run is going to come to the plate here in the 9th. And it is switch hitter Michael Tolia. And Brant Herder is going to have to face him. I guess 10-8 is technically a football score. Ground ball to Torkelson. Runner will advance to 3rd, but a big second out here.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job.
Brant Herder had been pretty good for a long while, and
excellent piece of work.
These last 2 days, it has been a struggle, and it is Ryan McMahon. I mean, it's a lefty. It's a lefty. He doesn't do much. He actually doesn't do much, in theory, against righties either. But a power reduction, even though a little bit more contact for McMahon.
Ball 1, no strike.
In the dirt.
A block by Tomas Nido.
Behind the dish there.
Chopper's foul. And a 1-1 count on Ryan McMahon.
The home team trying to pull it out.
Ground ball to Torkelson. And it got a little dicey in the 9th inning. But the Tigers will pull out a series win against the Colorado Rockies. These last 2 days have been just insane. Rockies came back on us last night. They nearly did it again here today. Bo Breesky earns the win. Keter Montero does not. Ryan Feltner drops to 1-6. Back at home, starting tomorrow, a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers. Scoob on the mound.